Well, hello, and welcome to Stop, Let's Team Up, Those Daring Defenders, Episode 18. And we are up to Chapter 2 of the Avengers Defenders War. Woohoo! And that is issue 116 of the Avengers. We're still in the Mighty Avengers. But it's a good comic, and if you're reading along, I hope so, because these are just little mini reviews. I'm not getting too in-depth, and I hope you check them out. So, if you haven't, pause, go on your app, go grab the issue, grab your Essential, grab your Masterworks, grab your this, grab your that, whatever it's in. It's been reprinted a heck of a lot, and give it a read. But let's get some of the basic data from the Marvel Wiki. This is Avengers 116, like I said. It was released on July 17th, 1973. Cover date, October 1973. The cover is by John Romita, Mike Esposito, and John Costanza. And it has the Silver Surfer fighting the Scarlet Witch and Vision on the top of a volcano. And it is... the corner boxes are gone by this point. It's just Avenger Vision standing there with his arms crossed, which it will be for many, many years. That will always be on the cover. I didn't know what the corner boxes were until they came back, and now I love corner boxes. So, the name of this issue is called Betrayal. It is written by the amazing Steve Englehart, drawn by William Robert Brown, a.k.a. Bob Brown, inker Mike Esposito, colorist Petra Goldberg, letterer John Costanza, and editor that rascally Roy Thomas. Let's give the lineups. Avengers lineup: Thor, Vision, Captain America, Iron Man, Scarlet Witch, Swordsman, Black Panther, and Mantis. Defenders, roll call: Doctor Strange, Valkyrie, Submariner, Hulk, Hawkeye, Silver Surfer. Villains, Dormammu and Loki. Loki's being really conniving. Some flashbacks are good stuff. Prester, John and Wyatt, Wingfoot, and the Human Torch from Fantastic Four 54, which is a great comic. Go read it. And it's that's a good comic. That's an FF, folks. Sometimes I wish that FF had won it because I've not read the early stuff, and I wish I was reading it. And I probably should read some. So I'm gonna probably pick out an arc that I've not read in a long time or I've never read and cover it. But first, let's get the synopsis. This is just the overview because there's a longer one because there are two chapters. Chapters 2 and 3 of the war are both in this. But here's the synopsis from the Marvel Wiki. Avengers attempt to enter Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum in hopes of learning the fate of the Black Knight. Instead, mystical projections cast them out. Inside, the Defenders are busy learning about the locations of the Evil Eye fragments, which have been tricked by Dormammu into gathering for him. Loki starts to wonder if he is Dormammu's pawn as well. As a result, he seeks the help of the Avengers, convincing them that the Defenders are trying to gain unlimited power for a nefarious plan. Despite Loki's past trickery, the Avengers are convinced and set out to stop the Defenders. Meanwhile, the Silver Surfer searches French Polynesia for the piece of the eye in an active volcano. While searching for it, his powers suddenly activate the volcano and cause an explosion that destroys the Scarlet Witch airplane and renders her unconscious. The Vision attacks the Silver Surfer for the perceived assault, and the battle reveals the location of the Evil Eye. The Vision is forced to abandon the struggle for the piece in order to save the Scarlet Witch, and Silver Surfer takes off with his prize. That is a really short version of this. It's 2 chapters in the story, so it's like 2 in each one as we go forward through the issues. Again, I'm going to sing the praises of Bob Brown's art, just because I'm going to sing the praises of Bob Brown's art. It starts, I don't know why they're falling from the sky in the splash, and I'll share this. I'm going to put this splash up on Twitter. Did their Quinjet break? Who knows? But they all land. It's all 8 of them. It's this lineup that no one probably even remembers, is the way I feel. But it's a good lineup. And it's got some good stuff. A lot of action, a lot of a little more dialogue than a modern comic would have, but I think that's a good thing. But, the first chapter is the Avengers and the Defenders being sent on their missions by their two kind of masters. Dormammu is manipulating the Defenders, and Loki is manipulating the Avengers, which is kind of silly because, it's Loki and he's full of crap. But they do. And then you get, and I want to say, one thing I want to talk about, the formatting of this. You have chapters. The first chapter was the Defenders trying to reach out to Black Knight and getting the purposely garbled message caused by Dormammu. And then chapter 2 is the Avengers getting tricked. And then chapter 3 is the first battle. And this is a very Silver Age DC kind of thing to do in a superhero. And it even has the heroes on, like when you get to chapter 3, on top it says Silver Surfer versus the Vision and the Scarlet Witch. It's just like the old Justice Leagues and Justice Society where the team split up. Which is kind of quaint, but it's not very a Marvel idea. But Englehart does it, and it's action-packed. I will say this. The first bit is a lot of exposition and a lot of backstory, but I find it interesting, and as I was a kid reading this, I hadn't read any FF, and I was interested in this story, and then my brother bought some Marvel... was it Super Action that had the Fantastic Four in it? Triple Action had the Avengers, which were reprint books. And I think I saw it in there, FF54. Again, check it out. You get to see all that flashback. You get to see... I like continuity, and I really liked when continuity was king. I don't think it's overdone. I think it's just good traffic copying. And what I mean by that is that some writer can't do something to a character another writer didn't do, and the editor of a certain line of books kind of sets the pace for each thing. At least that's how it was done later, and I like that. I'm one that people complain. I'm older, not dying, or ancient, but I'm older. So I've seen a lot of reboots, and for me, some reboots have limiting. More and more. I'm drawn back to older stuff because that's my comfort stuff, the stuff I grew up on. But I don't expect the new stuff to match my sensibilities. I'm not their core audience anymore. The audience has to expand the audience. I keep saying that. Write comics for younger kids. Get them hooked on the medium in any form. It doesn't have to be superhero comics. There's other countries have comics for different things. We should have that too. And I think we do. I think we're getting there. And I think there's a wider audience for comics than there was back here. But I do like the continuity of the past, and I would like to see a little more control over it. Was it D018 for Marvel, but who just let anybody do what they wanted, and it got to the point to where it was convoluted. And then there's over continuity. I'm a big fan of Hickman and Aaron, but I think they kind of build their own little continuity, and sometimes it's a little too complex. I don't know how Avengers are... in Hickman's, I don't know how it would attract new readers. I loved it, but I wouldn't know how it would attract new readers. But there was something about the continuity thing and having it. But, there were steady readers. I mean, I read comics out of habit. So I'm going off on a tangent. But I like this continuity-heavy era because you get stories like this. This is one of the first crossovers. It's really good. But you get to see the Defenders, in that first chapter, split up, and they have the conversation of where they're going. It's tell, not show. But you do see them fly off in different directions. You see more, and then more of a history lesson, because that whole first part's setting it up. So if you were an Avenger and you didn't read the Defenders, they give you a history. And Loki's lie, you get one panel of each of the heroes with his lies about it. And they believe it, and they even believe Hawkeye's turned on them. So they're really not really that good of friends. And the battle in Polynesia, when I read this till today, it's, they see him as a god and they land, but it's like, even in 1972, I don't think, I guess there were some islands that had people who were still living more traditional ways, but it's just a little dodgy now. I look at it like, they may know who the Silver Surfer is because maybe they got news out there, but who knows? But it's great. And then Vision and Scarlet Witch show up in this really cool design. Bob Brown drew neat Quinjets. And there's this great big battle, and it lasts over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages. The whole chapter is action, and it's great storytelling, some good panel layouts. I don't think it's the tightest comic of Bob Brown's I've ever read. Maybe it's the inking. I don't really think so. I think some of it's him. The Silver Surfer's face is... I think they're trying to make it look more Kirby-esque, and I think it kind of fails at times. But it's a great battle. I mean, they go at it. Vision and Silver Surfer go at it. And, you know, there's the romance, the soap opera, because, you know, the Vision is in love with Scarlet Witch, and she's in love with him, and they've admitted it, and pissed off her brother at this point. But it's a good chapter, and it's a really good issue. You got a lot of setup, a lot of history, and read it. You know, see something about that with the continuity stuff is read it, and it'll give you, you know, the little editor's notes, and go check out other comics. But enjoying it. I like talking about this comic. And the Avengers Defenders War, and I like these crossovers, and I like these early 70s. This early 70s Avengers really good. This year from 105 to 150 of Avengers is really a sweet spot, and I like Englehart's Defenders all right, but you know, I'm kind of, you know, I like Gerber's, and I like a Dave Anthony Crafts. I've been listening to Tighten Up the Defense, and they're up to issue 60. And Devil Slayer, whatever his name is in there, and they're talking. And I think they're digging it. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm way ahead with them. I did listen to the latest World on Fire, but I think I said that on the last episode, the Legion episode. Was a lot of fun. I've decided I'm going to do a Star Spangled Kid and Stargirl Stripe. Star Spangled Kid Stripesy and Stargirl Stripe episode. I'm trying to find someone to jump on with me and talk about it, someone who's a fan. I think it's going to be good. There is a poll up picking creators, either Steve Englehart, Steve Lytle, John Forte, or... who was the other writer? I don't remember. Go see the poll. It's been a long day. Really busy this week. I'm just really busy at work and have to try to get stuff done with no overtime, which is tough when you're a boss and you're on an hourly rate. So record, and I'm kind of like after work here who I'm chatting about what I read, and it's comic books. So go check this out on the app. Give it a read. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the Avengers Defenders War. If you have another crossover you want me to would like me to discuss, or you want to come on and discuss it, hey, come shoot me a DM. I'll be glad to talk to you about it. And come up this Saturday. I don't know what I will release. I am recording tomorrow, and we're going to talk. Me and Jimbo are going to talk Legion Origins. I may post that, or I may hold that for next week and do something else for Saturday. It all depends. I have a new Doctor Who Blu-ray Steelbox. They've animated The Abominable Snowman and one of the missing stories, and I'm excited to see it. And it's the last one that we're going to see for a while. And as a Who fan, I'm digging it. I am going to do an episode about comics I bought recently, because I bought a bunch. And I'm going to do another New Warriors in the next week or two. So, looking forward to that. So, enough of me jabbering on. Remember, folks, stay safe, be smart, be kind, and read some comics.